Floyd County cotton producer John Lowry, just like any other cotton producer in the state, is glad to be in the fields harvesting this year's crop, and is certainly glad to be nearing the end of this year's harvest. It's been a year full of challenges that, according to Lowry, all started back when it was time to put the seed in the ground this past spring.
Since the start of the season, since planting, we started out really wet, then got really dry, and that trend continued really throughout the season until probably late August, and we stayed wet up until mid-October, and that really hurt our yield on our cotton. The rains that we got during the growing season seemed to come in 3 to 5 inch rains at a time, and we really, considering everything, I think we got lucky, because if we hadn't got those 3 and 5 inch rains, we would have been dry for a long time. But we'd get 3 or 5 inches, then it wouldn't rain for 2 or 3 weeks, and then here would come another one. But it's been a challenge from the start.
And as for harvest, things seem to be going good now. However, thanks to a difficult and challenging growing season full of wet and dry weather, Lowry says their yields are down this year.
The harvest is going on pretty well. We've had pretty good weather the past 2 or 3 weeks. Yields are off from average, you would say. September was awfully wet, and we had a lot more boll rot than we normally do. In places, we've been reduced in yield by as much as 25%.
Thankfully, though, Lowry says that cotton is priced very good right now, which of course is good news despite the looming reality of production costs of next year's crops hanging over their heads.
Prices at this time are up as high as they've been in a really long time, up over $1 at this time, I think around $1.17. That is really good, and hopefully they'll stay that way, because inputs this coming season are going to be extremely high.
Thanks to low supply, high demand, and supply chain issues, producers' inputs have risen significantly, and in return, they're expecting their bottom lines to be greatly affected next season.
Fertilizer is up considerably. Most of our farm chemical inputs are up. Roundup, just for instance, has gone up probably $40 a gallon so far, and we've tried to buy some chemicals ahead of time for next year, and as well as some fertilizer as well. It'll affect us in 2022 as far as our bottom line goes. A lot of this cotton has already been pre-sold or marketed ahead of time, so this year we're going to be all right, but whatever we make this year, the suppliers are going to get it back next year.
Reporting in Rome for the Farm Monitor, I'm John Holcomb.